my friends. Today I would like to kind of help you in your no spend month, your no spend year, your no spend journey, your low spend, your minimalist, whatever it looks like for you in your home. And I wanted to make this video basically kind of gifts and ideas that you can do on a no spend year, or what I would like to try to do in a no spend. Right off the bat, something that you should know about me is I am crafty, and I know that's not the case for everybody, but I am crafty. And if there's a way to learn how to do it, I will do my best to learn how to do it. And that can look like knitting and crocheting and cross-stitching and just, again, it's something I really enjoy doing. So that is something you should know, and not everybody is like that. But that doesn't mean that you can't hone in on skills that you do have. I have a friend that makes amazing and gorgeous cakes. That is something that she learned that she really liked to do, and so she makes these amazing, I know I'm going to repeat myself, but really she genuinely makes this amazing cakes, and they're works of art, and those are her gifts to her children for Christmas. I have another friend that knows how to lay out parties well. I used to love reading her blog and seeing what she did for her kids, for their birthdays, for themes, and a lot of it was stuff that was around the house that she just repurposed. And it was so nice to see, like this table set up, these decorations that were just simple but elegant and beautiful. So that's something that you can look at and think about. Maybe some of you are photographers, and you can take some gorgeous pictures and repurpose frames for the bedroom. Make a calendar out of them. Sometimes you have those free printable codes. Make a calendar out of them. There's so many little things out there. It just needs a little bit of creativity. The age is also going to be another factor. What ages your kids are, or the person you are giving the gifts to. So if you have anybody that you're giving to in January, I'm sorry, I know this comes a little bit late, but hopefully this will carry you on into the future. So gift giving is one of my love languages. Not receiving, but I don't need a gift to feel love. A note saying that thinking about me is enough. A hug can be enough. I typically can take anything and internalize it. I got called away as a mom, and now I can't remember where I was. Birthdays, especially Christmas, can be really difficult for somebody that likes a tangible thing to hand over. That being said, let's kind of talk about some things that I have in mind. I may have to insert clips later depending on ears, but we'll get to that later. So the first thing that pops into my mind is I have siblings, and insofar as I can, I like to send them something tangible that says I love them. This year I'm taking the time to write a note, a card, a letter, something more than just happy birthday and sign my name, slap it in an envelope and send it off. Trying to do something a little bit more deliberate. And I'm adjusting my hair so much it's driving me crazy. I think I'm just gonna put it up. I try not to look so harsh like this, but oh well. Okay, moving on. So that's something that I'm going to try to be doing, is just taking the time to send a letter. The first birthday we have in our family is in April, and this is important to note because of the time of year. This particular person has been really wanting to, his love language basically is quality time. So that's something else coming into play here. Not just the kind of person I am, but the kind of persons they are. So his is really time spent with him. That is a lot. And words of affirmation, I swear, those two. We're going to take him to a gun range, and we're going to spend the day there. That's something he's been wanting for a long time and something we haven't done. Lately he's really been into the cowboys and the wrestling and the farming and all of the stuff. So this will be super fun and I think meaningful. And our range doesn't cost anything. There's things that you could purchase there, but the one that we're looking at doesn't cost anything. If it did, there's other places we can go. So he's the first one. The next one is myself and whatever. The third one is my husband. And my husband is very much a acts of service. So if the house was spick and span when he came home, that would be so amazing to him. A great and delicious meal. That is something that shows him we love him, we honor him, and that would be amazing for him. So my husband's pretty easy in terms of non-gift items. It's just getting down and doing it, basically. If we cleaned that garage for him and got it well done, like, he would be in heaven. So those things like that, and then just maybe like sitting down to a movie he wants to watch. Those would be very good gifts for him. July is my next one. This is where it's going to get a little tricky because it is my youngest and he will be turning 6. So then it gets a little creative as to what to do because his biggest thing is gifts. Something tangible that he can open and touch and feel and play and move around. He's got the lists, he's that kind of person. And so he'll be a little bit more creative, but I have a couple things in mind, especially because his birthday falls around the time that we go on vacation. So I'm kind of looking at things that we could do, but things that we have done in the past that to him mean a lot. And that is things like making a specific coloring book with the kinds of things that he enjoys coloring. Those are some things that takes a computer, a printer, and away you go. Those are things that I often tell my kids that they can give when they want to do something because it's free, cheap and easy, and it's loved. Again, I told you I am good with knitting, crocheting, and whatever, and so far he is the only kid that has not received a handmade blanket of some. No, he is one actually, now that I think about it. He was the very first one. Well, there was that idea. I forgot about his baby blanket. It's a little small though, but okay, all that to say, I've had in the back of my mind of making a denim quilt for him, using all of these old denim jeans that we've been collecting and piecing them together and making a quilt. That has been an idea that I have. Another idea that I have been keeping in my mind is crocheting like a stuffed animal for him, and then we take the old pillows and we pull out the stuffing and we just repurpose things. One other thing that we used to do was take those, they're not 10 or 15 cents anymore, but those college ruled notebooks that you could get at back to school time for dirt cheap, and we would take those and we would take stickers and we would personalize a notebook for the recipient. And that's, again, being 6 makes it easy and difficult. So the tangible things make it a bit difficult when you're trying not to buy anything, but 6 is kind of easy and you can do things like this. So he's the next one, and then the one after that is my daughter, who will be turning, she will be turning 9? How is it that these kids keep growing? So she, again, is also one that likes tangible things. She's also my girl, but she's not necessarily a girly girl. She is, and she isn't. And so it can get a little difficult to find things that aren't just stuff to hand over to her. She's a little bit tricky. She is growing into that age where she likes things like diaries. I might need a little bit more time to think on hers, but I could do things like throw pillows for her bed. It's actually something we were looking at yesterday when we had to do our thrift store shopping. She wanted a couple throw pillows for her bed. I bit my tongue, but that's something that I could turn around and do. I could make something a little bit more specific and enjoy that for her. As a reader, I could make her bookmarks. You can do the dried flower bookmarks. You can do some paintings. My oldest has been doing that recently as gifts. She'll take something that they love and she will turn it into a painting with a quote to inspire them and give that to them. That's something I could see her really doing and enjoying. But some of the things that I've been thinking about for her have been things like a full apron, because she used to have one but it didn't fit right, and she keeps asking if I can find one for her. So the idea here is, could she last till August for that? But I've been thinking about making her an apron and then kind of basically creating, we have these books, let me show you. We have these cookbooks that we've been collecting by American Girl. And so I have one that is American Girl Baking, American Girl Cooking, this is probably our most used one, American Girl Around the World Cookbook, and American Girl Garden to Table. And some of the things that I was thinking about doing is, with that apron, kind of not giving these to her, but saying, hey, it's up to you now to kind of create the meal that you want based out of these books, and doing it with her and spending that time with her and things like that. And that's something that she would really enjoy. So that's another thing. She's so quiet, and so her personality is really hard to figure out. Is she the kind of person that loves gifts? Is she the kind of person that loves words or services or hugs? You know, what means something to you? And I can see that being one, and then having a friend over and just that time together being unique and special and meaningful. And the next person that's on the birthday list is my eldest, who will be turning 15 this year. I need a moment to wrap my brain around that. I might need another moment to wrap my brain around that. But she is like me. She loves reading. The maturity thing is definitely going to be the difficult thing, because as you now mature, there's less stuff necessarily that you want in your life. And this is a good thing, but it also makes it interesting for gifts. So one thing I would say is her love language is just quality time together, and deliberately making that. I would think she gets a lot of it, but I think she's also one that just wants the purposeful quality time of deliberately saying, let's go do something together. So how do we make this on and no spend year? One of the things that we really enjoy doing are things like nature walks. Now, I haven't done as much of them this past year because my kids, I have boys that just don't enjoy that. I love it. My daughter loves it. Just me and my daughter pretty much are the ones that really enjoy the nature walks. And so that's something that I'm considering, just kind of making it a routine thing to just go out on a nature walk with her. We'd probably only get maybe 3 or 4 before it's too cold, since her birthday is in October. But that's something that we could deliberately find time and make for. The other thing that would mean a lot for her is to basically make an elaborate meal of things that she likes. And other things that will mean a lot to her is just moments of appreciation, like basically everybody writing a thank you note. Thank you, Emma, for always making sure that my laundry's folded, for something from the boys. Thank you, Emma, that you have always taken time to help me with the younger ones when I'm trying to do multiple things. thank you, Emma, for always making sure that I come home to a clean house from her dad. Things like that will just mean a whole lot to her. So that's something that I could definitely see happening for us and passing that on to her. And then for the final person of the year is my son, who will be turning 14. And I'm not sure if I could nail his love language. I know that for him, he really likes to be taken seriously, and he is turning into that person that wants respect and confidence in his ability. And that can be really hard, especially when they're still young, to kind of give a little and still have a firm grip on it. So for him, I have to say I am still thinking a lot on this. There's things that I could do, but I don't know if that's really going to work. Yeah? Huh? Somebody's asking how I'm going to do birthday gifts on a no-spend year. And I've been giving ideas, and now I've gotten to you, so you're either going to have to go out to the garage. Oh, he also doesn't like surprises, which makes it very difficult when I'm trying to... Makes it very difficult when I'm trying to keep something a surprise, and he just doesn't like it. So that can make gift giving really fun. Okay, I'm not sure how to do this since he's now alerted to what I'm working on. So I will have to film that section and then add it here, and then I'll be right back. It's a little difficult to get good angle footage, whatever, in a car, but here we go. So my son, what can we give him for his birthday? And to be honest, I'm uploading this video and then I had to cancel it, and then because I realized I did not film this part of the video. So hopefully I can remember all the things that I had in my mind for him. I know one of the things does involve cost. And so this is something that my husband and I need to think about and decide if we're going to go this route, and it will mean a cost. So he might be the exception to the whole no spend year. But my daughter got a cell phone when she turned 14 because she is working. She can work this summer, and we wanted her to have a way to contact us. And for those that are like, well, they can borrow, we ran into a problem where she was at a job babysitting and we could not get a hold of her. The thing that we had set up for her was one of my old cell phones that could connect to the Wi-Fi, and she had a Facebook account, and we used Messenger to keep in touch. Well, the one job she had, she didn't get the Wi-Fi password for, and we forgot about it, and so we were all freaking out because we could not get a hold of her and she was not responding to us until we found out why. And that was it for me. I was like, I do not like this. I want her to be able to contact me, and so on and so forth. Now, my son is also 14, and he has been getting more and more jobs. He now works with a farmer, and we've had a couple of issues where the farmer just, he's an older man, and he doesn't remember to charge his phone, or he leaves it in the house miles away, and I need to be able to get a hold of my son. If there's an issue, I want to be able to get a hold of him. If there is an emergency and he has to make a decision, I want him to have a cell phone. And he's going to be working a lot with this guy, especially in the summer. So I don't even know if he's going to make it to his birthday, to be honest, which is in November. Still kind of working out those details, but this is an option that I'm thinking of. Some other things that he would really like. His dad owns a lot of woodworking tools, and these are tools that he has always had in mind to pass down to his sons. And so there is a good chance that this will be the time when some of these tools are being passed down, are birthdays. He's now at the age, again, I told you I'm a seamstress, he's now at the age where I think he would appreciate this. I didn't mention this for my husband, but this is also going to happen for my husband because I thought about this when I was thinking about my son. My husband loves it when I sew him shirts because he is so skinny, but he's very broad shouldered, so I can tailor it a little bit more to his fit. And the shirts that I have made him, he's literally worn out. He still has shirts from his high school that we can't seem to wear out, but the ones I have made, he is literally worn out. So I wanted to make some for my husband, and I think my son would be at the age where he would appreciate that as well, and he's getting to the age where it would be nice to kind of find some prints that kind of fit his personality, because a lot of the ones for his age, we just don't like the prints. They seem to be very rock star or dark, and I think I'd like to kind of bring back some of the Western type of things in here. We'll see. Anyway, so that's some ideas that I have for my son. Honestly, there's multiple things. So a lot of, like I said, a lot of the things that I look at for him is that he's now kind of growing into a man. If only he would act like it more. No, just kidding. And things that my husband has that he wants to be passed down to his kids. Now it's the time to kind of start looking at it from that perspective. And to be honest, I have until November, and there's a good chance that he may change his idea on what he likes and enjoys by the time we hit November. But thinking about things like this now, what has remained consistent for him that he likes? Things like the firefighter. He's always wanted to be one since he was a kid. So things like Bibles are given away at our like Salvation Army, our Christian thrift store. They use the funds to help Christian organizations. Bibles are always free, and some of the things that you can find are the hardback. Something I could do is I could find a Bible, and this is actually something that is not my idea, it was my sister's, but my son does love to collect Bibles. He gets that from his dad. And I could find one of these Bibles, and I could do two things. One, if I get the hardback one, I can paint the cover. So that's something that I would kind of personalize it. You can see them all over the place, the journaling Bibles, the painted covers. That's one thing I could do. The other thing I was thinking of, and this is where my sister comes in, and she did this for a boy that has basically been in her heart forever, and he was going to go into the military. Basically, she took a Bible and then she highlighted passages about being strong and courageous, or the Lord is on your side, or things that would bring encouragement and uplift, and some kind of little note on the side of praying for, I don't even know all the details because she didn't share them all, but she had little notes in there, or a memory that she had, and she would just put it into the margins. And so something like that is also something that I think my son would really like. So there's some ideas. Again, as he turns 14, this would be the opportunity to think of things that they could use further on down the hill. So things like blankets that could be quilted or knitted, or something personal, or anything like that. These are just the things that I have in mind. Now, I will be doing a Christmas video with a no spend year, so please stay tuned for that. It's going to need to take some time and some planning, but not as much as you would think, because this isn't necessarily a new concept for me. It just takes a little bit of creativity. Alright, let's get back to the video. Things that I have done in the past when we've been on a really tight Christmas budget are things like cookies in a jar and different things like that. And I gave them to a kid with dollar store, bless you, with a dollar store mixing bowl and a dollar store wooden spoon. And basically it's your own baking stuff. And other things that I've done is I've talked to my sister, and one of the gifts was a coupon to make cake pops with my sister. She makes these gorgeous cake pops. And these kids I would drop them off, and it would just be their thing that they could do. Like, none of the other kids would be at grandma's house, it would just be their thing. That was something very special and unique. Is there something that your mom has the awesome ability to do that you could do something similar with? I'm trying to think. Again, I told you I'm a seamstress. I can sew, I can crochet, I can knit. Other things I've done is I've made dresses for my daughter and have given them to her as gifts. I've made doll clothes for my younger daughter, and I've given those as gifts. I've done many things. Bookmarks are something that are fun to do with, like, cross-stitching, and you can cross-stitch their name, or you can cross-stitch a Bible verse that you know that they like. That's actually, now that I talk about it, something that I could definitely give my 15-year-old. I happen to know 2 of her favorite verses, and if I cross-stitch that into a bookmark, that's something that she would really, really appreciate and love, and something I might do. I also would like to mention at this point, I was thinking about it in the car. I have an adoptive daughter. So my youngest sister, we did a lot together with my kids growing up. When I got married, she was going to be 3, I think, that year. And it was the one that was difficult for my mom to breastfeed, and so we got to take turns feeding her with the bottle. And so here I am, courting the man, taking care of my sister with the bottle. Like, the motherly instinct just happens, as you know, sometimes it always does. And so I've always considered her my other daughter. It's kind of like a, not a joke between us, but something between us, because we both know in the end mom trumps me, but just something that we have together. And so her birthday is in September, and I would be remiss if I didn't do something for her. And I will probably also be doing her favorite Bible verse in a cross stitch and send that to her. She is a beautiful artist, and she is learning some sewing skills, and is just growing into a very talented young lady. So, you know, it's kind of hard to give her something that she is already good at, but that would be one. I also thought of something else just now, and this would work for young women in your life. Like, I could see my one daughter that's turning 9 this year also enjoying this. Finding books like this is pretty easy. Sometimes even you can get them for free on things like Facebook or something. People just have a lot and they're giving them away, or the free section of your library or things like that. And books that I'm talking about are like hard with no paper inside.
Mommy, is my birthday now? Is my birthday 5 more months now? 5 more months?
Nope, we're still on 6 months.
How?
Because it takes 30 days for a month to pass. 30 or 31.
Yay!
It'll come when it gets here. Don't try to rush time, please. And I've given these away even myself. So just keep an eye out for them and paint them and personalize them. That's something that would be very easy to accomplish, and that would be a gift that you could give multiple people, multiple ages, multiple people. Even something that maybe you have lying around. I actually can think of off the top of my head, I have a blue one that I picked up for $1, I think, when it was clearance during the, you know, end of back to school summer thing, and I picked it up because I was like, oh, this is a very nice one that somebody could use as a journal or whatever, and I picked it up and I literally just thought of it and I know exactly where it is, and that's something I could do too. So I hope this is helpful. I do want to point out one more gift. I'm going to probably keep saying this because I keep coming up with ideas, so maybe what I'll try to do is also come up with a blog post down below that you can use. I just don't know if it'll be up by the time this video goes live. But another thing you can do that was a very special gift to me was family recipes in a binder. So do you have a mom that you need to give a gift for? Do you, or I don't even know if you would do a mom necessarily, or maybe you would, I don't know. Or your daughter that's growing older, or a sister, or a friend, or something. This is one of the wonderful gifts that I've received, and I still would love to receive these kinds of things. And those are recipes that are meaningful and good, less time for me to try to find, and a variety of them, not just maybe desserts, but good dinner recipes, good breakfast recipes, good different things. Just come up with them, find a nice way to present them. Oh, don't forget to repurpose gifts that maybe they are nice in your home, but you know somebody that loves them and enjoys them, and it's time to bless them with it. I will tell you the story of one time that I was at, I want to say it was Taco Bell. I was in the drive-thru at Taco Bell, and I had on these butterfly earrings. They were one of my favorites. They just looked like a silhouette of a butterfly. And there was this girl that came to the window to take the money, and she had this dark circle under her eyes. I could just tell that she was just having a rough time. And she took my money, I took the change, I took the receipt, and she just looked at me for a minute. I was like, okay. Just kind of smiled at her, like, okay, you got this, girl. And then she just went off, got my food, and brought it back. And then she's like, no, I really like your earrings. They're really neat. And immediately, I just took them off and I handed them to her and I said, enjoy them. And her whole countenance just changed in that moment of somebody cares. It was, if you know, you know. Like, no matter what I'm dealing with, somebody cares. And that, to me, I've always done this. I've gotten a new book and somebody's like, oh, that looks really good, I would like to read. But that's something I've done, and I'm not doing this to toot my own horn. I really am not. I'm just saying, think about things that maybe you have that would mean something to somebody else. I remember doing it with a book. I was so excited about a book I picked up. I wanted to reread it. I really have loved this book. And somebody was like, oh, that sounds like something I really need to read. I should try to see if I can find that. And I turned to her and I handed it over and I said, enjoy it. And it's things like that, like not holding on to the stuff you have if you can turn and bless somebody else. Alright, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. And if you guys have ideas, put them down in the comment section below so other people can have them, enjoy them, and glean what they can for their home, lives, and family. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh gosh, why? They're gonna think I'm so weird. Don't look this way. Keep your eyes forward. I'm just gonna sip my coffee.